like a little Bach on a Thursday afternoon. Some more is coming later. Now this next bunch of pieces, next three, it's out of a suite of 5 pieces by this French gentleman, Joseph Bodin de Boismortier. Great name, isn't it? He was one of the first individuals in history that wrote and published and marketed his own music to the public. He made a fortune doing it. His music was said by better composers, if you will. I don't know if they were any better or not, but they thought they were. That his music was peasant music. However, his response to them was, well, I'm making money. So, you know, I thought that was pretty good. And he had a large following because he was a part of the French court at that time. And he was a very good friend of the king, Louis XIV. So he wrote all this music, just mountains and piles of music, one thing after another. And he wrote these little suites for harpsichord. There's 6 of them, and each one of them has 5 pieces in it. And he took the liberty of, in this suite particularly, of naming the pieces after lady friends in his entourage. So, you know, sorry, but that's what he did. We can tell this because the titles are all feminine. So you're going to hear 3 of these. La Choquante, the shaker, the gal that's always moving around. You know, she's the one that dances and kind of just goes about flitting around with different people and has a good time. Then there's La Gauloise, who is the German girl. Now this one is a very serious, very, you know, quiet and just kind of in a minor-ish key, but not quite. And, you know, I'm in a Lutheran church, so the Germans probably know what I'm talking about, right? I don't know why he wrote it this way, but anyway, this girl was probably a little more subdued and serious. And then we have La Rustique, who is the girl that's out working, career girl. And this one is very interesting because it has this little section that keeps coming back over and over again, like a rondo. And I call that the traveling music. And I've made this story up completely on my own. It doesn't have anything to do with the composer. But what you hear here, I think, is the traveling music gets played first because that's what you want to remember. Okay, then there's these little sections of development. And I like to think of the first one as the young lady getting up, getting ready to go to work, gathering up her stuff, getting out of the house. Then you hear the traveling music again. Then the next section is kind of a little more raucous and has a little more involvement in it. This is her day at work. She's selling things, she's, you know, running around, maybe buying things and stuff like that. Then you hear the traveling music again. And then there's a quiet part that has like a sleep theme to it, like a dream sequence. And then you hear the traveling music again. Because, you know, the Europeans, after they get done work, they go home and immediately crash out for a couple hours. Then they get up and go out, have dinner, do their partying, and go back home and do it all again the next day. Then the traveling music comes back again, and our young lady is at wherever she goes for dinner, maybe went to the bar, maybe went to, who knows, went to the club or something. That's a very, you know, crazy type of thing. And then you hear the traveling music one more time, and at the end, she's done for the day. Remember, that's number 3. I'm sorry, that was a long explanation, wasn't it? And it's all conjecture on my part. So this first one is the shaker. Now the German girl. will tell you more about the harpsichord a little later on. He built this one in 2018, and when I saw it, I immediately was covetous of it. So I went back and bought it later. It has certain mechanical quirks to it, one of which you just saw. If you try to operate the coupler too fast, notes will stick, and more notes will stick, and more notes will stick until it doesn't play. So then you have to stop and redo it, reset it. So anyway, next is coming up, Three Pieces by Night. He's also a composer, and these three pieces are, when he gave the work to me, I thought, wow, these are really odd, because they're, of course, in thoroughly modern harmony. But the more I played them, the more I got to like them, and now they're a staple of my repertoire. I play them a lot, and this is the second time or third time that we played this in a recital in a concert. So I hope you enjoy it. It's much different than what you've already heard. everybody see who you are. That's a lot of fun. But you know it's a little different than the other stuff you heard, right? Okay. All right. This last piece is another of these pieces by Bach. This is a toccata, a fugue from a toccata, BWV number, see if I can find it here, 914. There's 3 movements to this piece, of which the fugue you're about to hear doesn't have anything to do with the other 2. So many scholars and just people in general that play Bach realize that this is something different. This is a piece that Bach probably wrote in his early teens, and there's the same fugue with the same subject that was written by an Italian about the same time by the name of Benedetto Marcello. Some of you organists might have heard that name. So these 2 pieces are out there, and nobody knows if Marcello copied it from Bach, if Bach copied it from Marcello, if they both came up with the same idea at the same time, or, as I think, they were both working from an example that has disappeared. So anyway, this is one of my favorite pieces by Bach. It's an early piece, it's exuberant, not anything like the later toccatas or fugues. So I hope you enjoy this one, and this will be the last piece. all I know. Do you have anything to say?
I would like to, I believe you would like to step forward and
Yes.
tell us.
Well, what I'll do is I'll go up to the instrument and just go up to the instrument and as you wish, and I can explain lots of things about these. So
Yeah, if anybody wants a closer look, come on up. Knight will be here. He knows all there is to know about it, of course, because he made it. And I'll see you when we see you again. Thank you so much.
We have refreshments in the basement, an informal reception. You're most welcome, everybody, to come down to.